Today we're taking a look at these CFL matches, which are happening on Thursday, July 21st, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 360 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. So make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Hamilton Tiger Cats vs BC Lions. Our team pick is BC Lions minus 11.5 points. In their last game, the Tiger Cats played the Redblacks and won by a score of 25-23. Dane Evans went 21-28 with 342 yards through the air and tossed 2 TDs. He walked away from this game with no interceptions. Don Jackson paced the team on the ground during the game. He broke a long run for 8 yards, but he never crossed the end zone by way of the rush. He rushed for a total of 34 yards by way of 11 carries, which means he ran for an average of 3.1 yards per carry. Tim White was the leader in receiving yardage with a total of 70 yards on 6 receptions. He averaged 11.7 yards per catch during the game. The Tiger Cats have earned 1,680 total yards this year. As a team, they have an average of 64.6 yards in the run game, which ranks them 9th in the CFL. When it comes to notching touchdowns, Hamilton has earned 7 touchdowns through the air and 1 touchdown. When talking about getting in the end zone, the Hamilton Tiger Cats hold an average of 21.0 ppg. In terms of yards via the pass, the Tiger Cats have given up 1,222 yards, which puts them in 4th in the CFL. During this campaign, they are giving up 333.8 yards per outing, ranking them 3rd in the CFL. The Tiger Cats are ranked 8th in the CFL in terms of their opponent's scoring, conceding 28.2 points per game. They are giving up an average of 4.3 yards per run and 89.4 rushing yards per game over the course of this season. During their 5 games played, they are giving up 244.4 yards per outing through the air, as well as giving up a completion percentage of 64.2%. For the season, they have given up 447 yards via the ground game in 5 games. BC has surrendered a total of 324 yards via the ground game, 81.0 yards per contest, in addition to 5 touchdowns via the rush this season. The Lions are conceding 23.0 points per game, which has them in 4th in the CFL. Over the course of the season, they have conceded 92 points in total. They have allowed 3 touchdowns from the passing game in addition to 207.2 yards per outing, which has them ranked 1st in the league. Montreal Alouettes vs Ottawa Redblacks. Our team pick is Montreal Alouettes -1, and here is why. Concerning putting points on the board, the Montreal Alouettes are averaging 26.8 ppg. As a team, they average 88.0 yards rushing, ranking this team at 4th in the CFL. The Alouettes have racked up 1,622 total yards for the year. In terms of getting the ball in the end zone, Montreal has amassed 4 touchdowns via the pass and 6 rushing touchdowns. The Alouettes are ranked 6th in the CFL in relation to team defense, conceding 27.2 points per game. They are allowing 4.9 yards per rush and 101.8 rushing yards per game this season. During the season, they have allowed 509 running yards through 5 games. In terms of yards through the air, the Alouettes have conceded 1,174 yards, which ranks them 3rd in the league. In their 5 games played, they have conceded 234.8 yards per contest through the air and giving up a completion percentage of 64.3%. For the season, they have surrendered 336.6 yards per outing, which puts them 4th in the league. In their last game, the Redblacks took on the Tiger Cats and lost 25-23. William Powell led the team in rushing in the game. He tore off a long run of 7 yards, but he wasn't able to rush for a TD on the day. He ran for a total of 28 yards by way of 13 carries, which meant he averaged 2.0 yards per carry. Jalen Acklin led the team in receiving yardage by earning 118 yards on 6 catches. He averaged 19.7 yards per catch in the game. Caleb Evans went 18/30 with 203 yards through the air and added 1 TD. He gave away 2 picks on the day. When looking at putting points on the board, the Redblacks currently rank 8th in the CFL, averaging 19.2 points per outing. During the season so far, the Redblacks have compiled 1,251 yards through the air, along with holding an average of 250.2 passing yards per game, giving them a rank of 5th in the league. They are averaging 81.6 yards per game on the ground and have toted the ball for 408 yards for this season. The Ottawa Redblacks hold an average of 331.8 yards per outing, ranking them 7th in the CFL. Ottawa has allowed a total of 582 yards rushing, 116.4 yards game, and 5 touchdowns rushing for the season. The Redblacks are allowing 25.0 points per contest, which has them ranked 5th in the league. Over the course of the season, they have surrendered 125 total points. They have allowed 9 touchdowns through the air and 265.8 yards per game, which has them sitting 7th in the CFL. Our total pick is over the total. The Montreal Alouettes look for their second victory of the season when they visit the Ottawa Redblacks on Thursday. Montreal is 1-4 following a 32-31 loss to the Edmonton Elks last Thursday. Trevor Harris passed for 241 yards with 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, while the leading receiver was Eugene Lewis with 78 yards and 1 touchdown reception. Montreal is 4th in points scored, averaging 26.8 points per game, and 6th in points allowed at 27.2 points per game. On the season, Trevor Harris has passed for 971 yards with 3 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. The leading rusher for Montreal is Jesh Runantwi with 218 yards. Eugene Lewis is the leading receiver with 437 yards and 1 touchdown reception. Montreal averages 343.2 yards per game on offense, which is 8th, while the Alouettes allow an average of 352.4 yards per game, which is 4th. Ottawa will be in search of its first victory of the season when hosting Montreal on Thursday. The Redblacks are 0-5 and last in the East Division, following a 25-23 loss to the Hamilton Tiger Cats this past Saturday. Caleb Evans passed for 203 yards with 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions, while Jalen Acklin was the leading receiver with 118 yards and 1 touchdown reception. Ottawa is scoring an average of 19.2 points per game, which is next to last in the CFL, and is allowing an average of 25.0 points per game, which is 5th. Caleb Evans has passed for 261 yards with 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. The leading rusher for Ottawa is William Powell with 141 yards and 1 touchdown, while the leading receiver is Jalen Acklin with 410 yards and 1 touchdown reception. Ottawa is 5th in total offense, averaging 350.4 yards per game, but the Redblack are 8th or next to last in total defense, allowing an average of 401.6 yards per game.